Emisije Oni vole Srbiju gostit ćemo košarkašicu reprezentacije Ivon Anderson. Rođena u sportskoj porodici, ova talentovana košarkašica je posle koledža došla u Evropu gde je počela da gradi svoju karijeru. Igrala je u raznim klubovima, sa Fenerbahče osvojila je i žensku Euroligu, a ono što svi pamtimo je zlatna medalja na Evropskom prvenstvu sa reprezentacijom Srbije. Da ne gubimo vreme, idemo da je upoznamo i da čujemo njenu priču.
Čujte i počujte, ovo ima samo kod njih. Oni poklanjaju 5000 dinara svakih 5 dana.
Ko?
Soccerbet!
A gdje to piše?
Idi na soccerbet.rs. Čekate najpošteniji bonus dobrodošlice.
Ljubi mama tike da prođe. Čedo maku.
Soccerbet, pravi igrači na pravom mjestu.
Ljubi mama tike da prođe. Ljubi mama tike da prođe. Čedo maku.
Ivon, thank you so much for being our guest today. So first of all, my very first question, how are you doing? Because it's been a very tough period. You just came back from Turkey, you have this preparation in Verset, now you're here preparing for the national team. So are you tired?
I don't think we have time to be tired.
Okay.
I'm grateful to be here talking with you. But no, we're here for a pretty big mission, and I'll be tired after the Olympics.
No time to rest, you need to be ready.
We have some strategic rest days, but no, really you just have to keep going, you know. Like I said, Olympics is end of July, so until then, you just can't let it get in your mind.
I know you have a very rough schedule, so thank you so much for being here with us today. And you know, we're going to talk about a lot of topics about the Serbian national team, about your career. But first of all, I would like to talk about the very first steps, the beginnings, you know. You were born in a family of sportsmen, right?
Yes, essentially, really just my dad. He was a basketball coach. By the time I was born, he had played basketball before. But really, it just kept me in the gym a lot. I was at a lot of practices at a young age, and I really just fell in love with it naturally because I was just there. It was the only sport I knew, the only life I knew was to be in the gym, be with basketball, be with my brother, and watch practice. That's the only life I knew. So, of course, when I grew up, I just stayed, you know, true to that.
That's very interesting to hear. That's the only life I knew. So you never had another option, right? No. So it was the only thing.
That was it.
That was your goal. You wanted
that
to
was
do
my
that.
goal. My parents, of course, like most parents, they want you to play different sports and just try different things, play the piano, but I knew, and as soon as I could stop doing the other things, I did, so I could focus on what I loved.
You playing piano? I cannot imagine you playing piano because you're very energetic, so I cannot imagine
Until 12. We moved at 12, and it was my moment, and I was like, yes.
Okay.
But no, yeah, I was playing piano. Of course, you know, they think it's good with the, I don't know, the studies. So yeah, they added it.
But can you tell me what attracted you to basketball? Okay, you have this in your family. You said, is this the only thing I knew? But what attracted you? Why is basketball so special to you?
I think just because of how special it was to everyone I was around. For everyone, that was their purpose, and that's how we created that family. I had a lot of basketball families with the different teams, and with my mom being involved, you know, she had us there all the time. With my brother, with my sister, it really became just attached to my life. You know, you have different families, you have the coaches I met. Everything became a part of my development and all my developmental years. And luckily, I didn't take on the pressure from it, whereas, oh, I have to be great because of all these things, but I just naturally loved it. And I was smart enough to know if you love something, stick with it, keep it, and I really feel that's all it was.
Yeah, that's a good message, Ivon. It's a very good message. So tell me one thing. I was talking about this before off camera, that sometimes people don't understand how difficult is this life. And you start very early, since a young age, to practice, and you're following your dream, right? So what did you sacrifice to be here?
I think early, you don't even realize it, but it's friendships. Those times where you can hang out with your friends and develop those bonds that last a long time. I was gone playing basketball a lot, and basketball was my friend. And even then, okay, I had family members come, and they became my friends, you know. But same thing, I'm gone all the time. I have tournaments here, I have this camp here. Then also, because my dad was a coach, we moved. So then add that on top, add that I'm a somewhat shy person, and who's gonna be with basketball a lot. I wasn't like a big character. So it was like developing those relationships. And then you take it the next step, and I come to Europe, and now with national team, maybe I'm home a month out of the year. So now you're missing the relations with your family. Those will always be there, so thankfully I'm blessed with that. But in terms of like friendships, you know, I have a few from high school, and then the rest are people I meet in Europe, really, like other basketball players that just, we bonded, and we never separated. I think that's the main thing. A lot of times you're alone, and then it takes the right mentality to be able to get through that. You have to realize that being alone is okay. There's peace in that, and that if you're doing, once again, what you love as a job, like, you can find a way to make it work.
You were talking about right mentality, so sports gives you the right mentality. And I have another question now. Sometimes life can put you on challenge, right?
Yes.
And it can be a roller coaster. Did you ever deal with lack of motivation?
No. Okay. Only time, I would say the one thing I dealt with was doubt. After I graduated college, I didn't get a job directly to come overseas, so I had a year when I was just at home. And I just trained the whole time. And during that period, I'm wondering, should I go back to school? Because also, like, I'm pretty smart. I can go back to school, get another degree, maybe start coaching. Or do I need to keep working on this dream that I think I'm capable of? And I had enough support around me that I kept working. And when I got my opportunity to come to Europe, like, I took it. And from there, it was a mentality of proving I deserved to be here, proving who I was, proving that I was the person I thought I was. And it's been that since. And to get the opportunities I got at the age I got, it's not normal, but it's a testament to just working and never kind of being satisfied.
Thank you. We were mentioning the college period, and after college, thank you, you had a sort of gap year, right?
Yes.
So how did you feel in that moment? Because you were like very close to be professional, but something happened, you needed to wait. So how did you feel in that moment? How was that period?
It was a moment of uncertainty. I graduated from the University of Texas, and I thought I would get overseas quickly. I thought it was easy. There's a lot of business things that, of course, I didn't understand, and I didn't end up getting my first contract, and it was an injury replacement contract until November 2013. It was a time where I worked, and I worked really hard, but I was just waiting for an opportunity. And it's easy to get down on yourself, and it's easy to think of all the other options, because I had options. I could do a lot of things, but what it came down to was, who do I want to be? What do I love? What can I be passionate about? What do I think I can be great with? And it was the support of, like, family and my trainer, who told me, no, Ivon, you're good enough. My family that said, it's okay, Ivon, like, train. Like, we support you in this.
Just be patient.
Yes, be patient, wait. And if you're working and you get your opportunity, though now you have to show, now you have to prove, now it's on you. And some people can shy away from that because, you know, difficulties come, obstacles come, but there's nothing wrong with obstacles. There's nothing wrong with difficulties. You push through because something's coming, something better is always coming. It's just striving and working and never stopping.
Yeah, basically everything happens for a reason. Maybe you weren't ready.
Yeah.
And you waited your time to shine. You shined in Europe.
Yes.
And you played, Ivon, in a lot of teams. Galatasaray, Torino, Reyer, Olympiacos. So I don't have the list in my mind, in my head right now. So tell me about this European experience, because I know for every professional basketball player, the dream is to play in the States. But this is not your opinion, right? Because for you, the most important thing is to play professional and to play with your friends.
It really is. Obviously, I've grown into that mentality, but when you first play or you get to a certain level, of course you dream of WNBA, but I was always realistic. And I knew what I did in college wasn't gonna translate to that. So then it was just play basketball, but play at a high level, play at the highest level I could, whatever that was. And when it turned out that I could play with the girls in the WNBA and they were my friends, I really just wanted to play with my peers. I wanted to prove that I was on the same level as them. So I felt like, no, those are my peers for a reason. I've earned that. Even then though, WNBA has never, it's not my dream, it's not my goal. Like, at this stage is to find the right situation and be happy. And a lot of times it's been in Europe where I've developed new families and different cultures and different languages, and it brings me such joy and fulfillment. And I think those moments are key to like really kind of succeeding in life. It's just being able to find the happiness in those moments, find out what are the things that make you happy in that way, and kind of stick around them as much as possible.
Yeah, as I said before, you're playing in a lot of teams here in Europe, a lot of countries, and every experience is different. Every experience gave you something.
Yes.
But what experience helped you to develop as a player?
There were two. The first one was in Sweden. That I was the injury replacement player, and just there were circumstances that I wasn't used to. I was coming from a college that had a lot of resources, a lot of money, and you know, you're flying on the private planes.
Wow.
You have the new shoes, you have the clothes, and I go to a team where we have to take the ferry because we played on an island, so we would have to get on a ferry, and we would have to ferry to these other cities. We had a van where the door didn't close, so it was tied with a rope. I was given a bike to ride, and it snowed, and I fell on my bike, and my bike got stolen. Okay. So, and I'm coming from this university and this life where I'm privileged.
Coming from Texas,
the snow alone. So I'm privileged and I'm spoiled, and I'm writing people like, is this normal? Like, what do I do? And it's play basketball, focus on that. This is where you are now, but it's not where you will be.
Yeah.
And that was kind of a building moment. Also, like learning how to respond to coaching in a different way, because I wasn't used to European coaches. I was only used to the American coaches, and I had an attitude about it. And really that's the year that humbled me in terms of just everyone's trying their best. My job, my focus is for me to be the best player I can be. So not to take things so personally about circumstances I couldn't control. And so that was the big one, because that helped me every step of the way. I have had coaches of all types, and you just have to learn how to work with them, and for you to still be able to do your goal, still be the player you want to be. And then the next was playing for Galatasaray, where I first met Marina. Changed my life. Changed my life. But it changed the trajectory of my career. She gave me a chance at a big club, and once I showed what I could do, like the opportunities for me like grew. That's how you see a player at Fenerbahce today. So.
Are you a league winner?
Yeah.
Congratulations for that.
Thank you, thank you. Each step, each moment has something, the good and the bad, and you just have to kind of roll with them. Like if you stay stuck in them, you can't grow, and it's hard. Life can be hard, but if you just accept the moments as they come, just just always let them go, learn from them, and keep going, you can have like a pretty fruitful life, a pretty good one.
You know what I see? I see that even at that age, you were very, very mature, Ivon. So congratulations for that, and your parents did a very good job with you.
Thank you.
So definitely I need to say, because you were very mature. You had the same mindset, right? Because you're talking like your mindset 10 years ago was very mature. I think that people at 35 years old are not thinking like this, so congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
So
if you want something, you gotta go get it, so.
that's it. That's it. If you want something, come and get it. 4 years ago, you became Serbian, right?
Yeah.
Ivona? They called you Ivona?
That's what they call me.
Ivona. 4 years ago, when you became Serbian, a lot of people were split a little bit, because Serbia has a big basketball tradition, and people were divided because we're not used to this. We're not used to have naturalized players. And you know, that was the situation with Kevin Punter. People were talking about him playing for Serbia or not. At the end, he didn't play. Even Lorenzo Brown, you know, Lorenzo Brown, American player that became Spanish a couple of years ago. And in Spain, people were divided because some cultures are not used to this, while other cultures, like Italian cultures, are used to it, for example. But 4 years ago, when you became Serbian, you basically said, okay, I'm Serbian and I want a medal. So you won the European Championship with the girls, and basically you were singing the anthem. You showed that you really care about this jersey, about this country. So tell me how things changed in 4 years. How did you feel at that moment? How do you feel now? Do you feel more Ivona right now?
Yes, absolutely. I think I'll start at the beginning. The beginning, obviously, I was nervous, but I had a coach that was honest with me. She said, you know, the people here, they love basketball. This is a basketball country. So if you don't come and kind of prove that you deserve to be here, they won't accept you. But if you follow me and you do these things, you'll be fine. And I believed her. I followed and we won, but I had great teammates, right? And so it was more of a, I'll win their hearts the same way my teammates won my heart, and the way I was ready to respect the culture. Like I know what a big deal it is, what it was, and so I wanted to make sure I could respect it as much as possible. So I knew the anthem was a big thing. Make sure I learned the anthem, ask my teammates, am I saying it right, am I singing it right? It made them happy, and I was like, okay. So we did something, and just showing that I appreciate what was done before me. Like, I have knowledge of Serbian basketball history. Like, I didn't just come in just to play basketball. I didn't come to be a naturalized player. I came to be Serbian and fit in with my teammates. And when I'm in the city, for me to just feel like I'm supposed to be here. And 4 years later, I feel like that's what it is. A lot of people see me, they recognize me, but it's always positive. The only times it's not positive is gonna be on your internet, which I never pay attention to that type of stuff. The goal is just keep appreciating this culture, the opportunity to play with my girls, to play for Marina, and just keep trying to win and like really represent the country in the right way. And like I find like huge joy in that. Every summer, it's like one of my high points. Like, okay, we're gonna go through hell together in this practice with Marina, but we're doing it together, and because of it, we're gonna be great together. And I find such love in that and such peace in that.
As far as I'm concerned, you showed to care about Serbia. Thank you for that, and I can say that Serbia is very proud to have you, and thank you for being part of the Serbian national team.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you to be here.
No,
we are very, very proud of you and proud of the girls, and you are mentioning them constantly. So I know they're very friends. They're very good friends that every time you have a little bit of free time, you're spending time together. So they helped you, right, to fit in, to get used to everything. Tell me more about your relationship with them.
I had played with a few of them before, but really Sasha Chadros. I played with her in Turkey, in Mersin, and she got me and Marina back in contact for me to be offered the opportunity to be naturalized. So, but when I met Sasha, sweetest person I've ever met, I knew that's the person I want to stick around. I need that friend. And so we were always friends. And then when I came, of course, she helped me mix immediately. Like, she took it to heart. But you get lucky to meet those types of people. And the girls, they accepted me. And then I could just kind of like grow into who I was supposed to be. They gave me time to like not be so shy, to kind of try to fit in basketball-wise, but personality-wise. So off the court things, we don't have a lot of time, but they made sure to kind of give me in different elements to kind of see who I was. And because I had their support, I knew I didn't have to worry about the outside noise. I just had to kind of play basketball.
And that's an important thing, because at the end of the day, basketball is we, it's not me. How is Marina Majkovic? How is Marina as a coach? Is she there, or she's like more friendly? So tell me, how is it working with Marina?
I don't want to say she's getting nicer now because she's going to be meaner, but I would say she's unique in her approach, but to me, it's always resonated with me as the most effective. To me, she's an amazing coach. And I've had a lot of people who've come up to me, and I think that they didn't think that about her. So they would say things like, they would say she's not a great coach. And to me, it's disrespectful, because she's one of the best, if not the best coaches in Europe.
I agree.
And so for them to come up to me and think they could say that to me, and me not have that type of response, it was always baffling to me. And it always made me wonder, what are people seeing? Marina does the most with whatever product she gets. If we have the Sonia Vasic, if we have if we have that team and she wins, amazing. If we have the team we have now, we're talented, but we're not that. We still win. She wins wherever she goes with whoever she has. That's the proof of being a great coach. So she's shown it in that way. She's shown it in elevating me just by trusting me, essentially giving me the keys and telling me, I trust you, just follow me. Do what I want you to do, which is everything. And you're gonna be fine. Like everything, your career, like your life in Serbia, like everything's gonna be fine. Follow me, trust me in that. And I had to grow, because it's hard. She's not easy, she's tough, but she just has expectations.
Yeah.
And the only thing you have to do is meet that. Do what she says. Easier said than done. But once I did that, like you said, EuroLeague champion, Eurobasket champion, 4th place finish at the Olympics, which hurts.
Yeah, that's a big result.
It's huge when you think about it in context, but even that one, it hurts, because I know if we did what she said, we have the bronze, right? So people see kind of the personality and think one thing, they hear about the hard practices, but I'm built for that type of stuff. And I respond well to that, and I think that's kind of why I can play as well as I have. And I just feel like her trust in me, it's allowed my trust to grow further. There's nothing I wouldn't do for Marina, like at all. And I'd fight for her against any coach any day.
You said now that you're talented. You're not the same team like a few years ago, but you have a lot of potential and you have a big challenge. You will face a big challenge in Paris. So I don't want to ask you about expectations because I think that expectations is the worst word ever. I just want to ask you, how do you feel about that? Are you ready? Are you excited to play in the Olympic Games with your girls? And what would you like to achieve with them?
I'm super excited. Ever since Tokyo, like I've had one goal, get to Paris. And it was harder than maybe I thought. No, it wasn't even harder. It just was hard. It was challenging. We were challenged every step, just trying to bridge the two generations and then make something special with this one. I would say with our preparation, we'll be as ready as we can be to give the highest result we can. Just like you said, we can do something special. We're gonna have to be special to make it happen, but we can be that. That's why we have this time. That's why we're here this long time. That's why we work as hard as we do. I think the goal really is just like to be as great as we can be. And I think people will see that. I think we'll do something that Serbian people can be proud of. And as long as we do that, I think we'll all be okay with whatever result we get.
So good luck for that. Srećno, srećno Ivona. You understand?
Hvala. Da.
Da? Razumeš?
Too much.
I tried.
No, I'm learning more every day, because we have 2 months together. I said, hey, this summer teach me, but I was like slowly.
But I know it's difficult because you're not even living in Serbia, you're living in Turkey, so it's...
I try to explain this every year, you know. I live in Turkey. The year before I was in France.
Yeah.
The year before that I was in Italy. So it's kind of been a challenge, but this summer with 2 months, we're gonna do as much as we can and we'll see.
But we appreciate that you're making an effort. We appreciate that.
Čujte i počujte, ovo ima samo kod njih. Oni poklanjaju 5.000 dinara svakih 5 dana.
Ko?
Soccerbet!
A gdje to piše?
Idi na soccerbet.rs. Čekate najpošteniji bonus dobrodošlice.
Ljubim matike da prođe. Četno maku.
Soccerbet, pravi igrači na pravom mjestu.
Ljubim matike da prođe. Ljubim matike da prođe. Četno maku.
So to wrap it up, would you like to send a message to your Serbian fans? You have this camera over here, so.
I just want to tell them just we're thankful for your support. I'm thankful personally for your support, but we know what you guys want. You want wins, you want results, but we're going to give you something for you to be proud of. We're going to show you basketball in the way that Serbian basketball should be shown. And when it's all said and done, I think we'll all be grateful for this opportunity, but I think you guys will be proud of us, and I promise that.